So today I wore this bad boy right here. This is an Krystel, and this bad boy is, oh, this thing is sophisticated. Just simply take a look at the depth of that juice. It is not playing games at all. It's gorgeous, and the smell is just as deep. Atomizer, get a quick little blast, nice fine mist. Right amount of spray that comes out of here without it being too much. And what I get is like a deep, boozy floral musk. I get a really nice and antiquity, like an antique sort of a floral vibe. It's gonna have some depth, it's gonna have some darkness to it. It has some brightness to it. It's warm, it's got some sweetness, got a hint of powdery freshness that kind of peeks through a little bit. One thing I like about this one, because I did a review on this one, or first impressions on it. You can check that video out here. One thing I like about this particular fragrance is just the longevity. This thing really lasts. I haven't really sat and talked about a longevity on a fragrance really at all. That's not something that I really care about. I have so many fragrances just on this little shelf here, just on the top. That's just it's too many fragrances. And then all these drawers are filled with fragrances. It's simply just way too much for me to really try and care that much about longevity. If anything, I'll try to wear like 2 or 3 fragrances within one day if I can. I'll take something and I'll wear it in the morning until roughly around 3 or 4, and then I'll take something around 3 or 4 and try to wear it roughly until 10 or 11, and then I'll take a shower and I'll wear something to bed, typically from 11 to 6, 7 in the morning. I'm trying my best to wear fragrances and get as much use out of what I have. So longevity is something that I'm going to really be worried about. But this one was so noticeable that when it came time for me to switch to my other fragrance for the day, this one was still there and was still very much so present. It has a really nice creaminess as it calms down. The spiciness comes up a little bit more. There is a like a really juicy and sort of deep and alluring floral that comes up a bit more in this fragrance as it sits on skin. I just love that vibe. It has like this tuberose, like a rose tuberose vibe to it, almost like a geranium vibe. I forgot exactly what's in this one. Like I said, everything that's in the fragrance should be outlined in that video that I tagged up top. So go ahead and check that one out, and I'll probably link it in the description as well. I wanted to say the price for this fragrance really isn't that bad. I want to say this was maybe 75 if I'm not mistaken, 75 or 85. This is a 50 ml. Like I said, they got it in black lettering and everything like that on the front, and so it's a little tricky to be able to see it on camera. In person, of course, you can see it just fine. I think that this had like the white font on front, it would be much easier to see, and I think it'll really pop a lot more against that really deep color on that juice. The color on that juice was something that they were aiming towards. They were wanting something that that would sort of oxygenate just a little bit and really give off that color, and that's due to the process of like the ingredients that's coming together and everything just maturing and developing a lot more. So that's what you end up getting, and I just simply love the way that looks. It gives off a vibe. To me, this is definitely an off-work type of scent. This isn't something that I would want to wear at the office. This smells like a fun evening, but it smells like an upper class fun evening. It doesn't smell. This smell has a bit more sophistication to it. Has a bit more of can't really put my finger on it, but it just has a bit more of like a classier feel. And so what I would normally wear going out on a date or something like that, this smells like something if I'm a bit more dressed up, if it's a bit more formal, if I'm going to maybe like a hall theater, catching an opera, maybe catching a musical or something like that, I would probably wear this out. maybe hopping and catching something at the Fox Theater or Paul Hall or something like that. This seemed like something that I would wear there. Nice little blazer, maybe like a dress sort of t-shirt, a formal looking t-shirt, or maybe a white button up, you know, something like that. This smells like that, and it has like a formal vibe, but it's still adventurous. It's really adventurous, but it's still regal. It has like this vintage and this antiquity to it. It just reminds me of like the 30s, the 40s. It reminds me of like an earlier time period. It reminds me of like maybe like the 30s or 40s. I would even say like the 30s, where a lot of things were being introduced, and there was a lot of first things that was kind of coming up, so far as like innovations and things being you know, just new innovations and things like that coming around. This smells like that, and it reminds me of that. Really gorgeous fragrance. I'll drop the link in the description where you guys can check this out for yourself. And Krystel 8, it's a number 8 right at the end, and for some reason I wasn't noticing that at first. But Krystel 8, really love the way that this smells, and yeah, I'm definitely happy with this. And just another peek at the presentation that it came in. This is the box that it came in the mail. And Krystel 8, Extrait De Parfum. Going over that again, it was just an amazing presentation. Has like this little formula, this writing, almost like a chemistry or alchemy or something like that. Really nice in that detail, really nicely done. Everything is nice and neat and tight with that design. Got the ingredient info and the company info on the bottom, based out of Canada. And then the fragrance itself sits in here. And so all of this I went over on the first video, but just to showcase again how well this sits in here. It's inside of the box, completely upside down. I'll hold my hand out just in case, but this bad boy is in there. Like, the presentation on this was great. It was very secure. Wasn't coming out of here. It wasn't sliding and jumping around. Seated in there, nice and snug and secure, and just beautiful presentation with that white box. Kind of has like a really soft cream tone to it as well. Magnetic clasp on there. Oh, the cap came up a little bit. Magnetic clasp, really nice. As I said, I'll put the link in the description for you guys to check this out for yourself. It's really good perfumery done, and this is based out of this is French perfumery. They're based out of Canada, but a lot of the methods that they went through to develop this particular scent, you can tell there was just a bit more intention put behind it. And that is it for this video, you guys. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will catch you guys soon. Peace.